Alright guys, in the next 15 minutes I'm going to talk about the multimedia web design overview. You guys already gave the topic the first week on discussion, the difference between the responsive site design and the mobile application design. So responsive web design really is an approach to response to the having one design and to fit to multiple devices. And mobile design, you have to application have to be download, install, and use on your smartphone or tablet. So as far as the difference, their development environment are different because responsive web design, we can use Dreamweaver, WordPress, Weebly, those predefined template to create those. And for the app development, we may need to have a different studios, Android Studios or iCode Swift to develop the iPhone apps. And the channel of publishing it are different because they have to. For app, you have to publish through the Google Play or iPhone Store, and for website, as long as you have a host server, then you can publish yourself and then just be instantly available. So in the last 10 years, the population of using digital interface such as website and mobile phones surprisingly much higher now than the internet user even. So definitely mobile application can be very booming in the next 10 years. And social media users are really high. So both on the desktop or the mobile social media. Some basic concept. Compare internet and web. You can think about internet as a hardware part of the, the network, the web, and the internet connections and accessibility. And the web is a software part, and the page and the site. So who make the standard for web? Standard. So the WWW W3 Consortium is the organization who gave the standard. Now it's already HTML5. So most popular web browser we use today, Google Chrome actually in the last 5-10 years is became the #1 of the browser. About more than 60% of the market share. And for mobile browser, Google Chrome is also dominant the market. Some basic concept about URL. URL means unique. URL means unique resource locator. For any website visit, we have to type in URL. And the first part of URL is protocol. Protocol is a collection of rules or agreement that computer follows that formatting the orders and error checking for data sent across the internet or network. So you can have a different type of protocol depends on what you're trying to do, and HTTP is a protocol for us to visit a website to pull the URL there. You can have FTP, which we're going to use a lot for file transfer protocols. And the first part of this after protocol, after / is the domain name, like mercer.edu, that's a domain name. And then after first single slash all the way to the last single slash, that's a path to the end, followed by the end of the file name. Sometimes we don't have file name, like index.html, you don't have to put there, but the file is already recognized as a default. But every file pulling up have a file name, just the browser can recognize as index.html or .php, etc. So A domain name is a unique identifier composed of word abbreviations that can referring to a server or website on the server. So it's unique address. That's what when you buy the host name, and that's what you're buying. Web server, web host. Oops, sorry. The web page is think about it. We open the web page. What we see is a graphic, text, multimedia component like videos and sound, text. So the combination of those content to be displayed in the way we want it as a web page, as a graphics, as a multimedia. So compared to the other traditional file of like book, you cannot do a lot of things in a book, but you can only see a web page in the browser, which browser having a great agreement with other browser for protocols, converting like ing tag into a graphic, a video tag into a video, things like that. One special thing about a web page is it contains hyperlink. Basically, a text can be linked to another resource. A website, of course, is multiple pages with the similar themes or consistent layout, consistent visual styles, collection of those, and it's called a website. So let's talk quickly about the website design process. First step is going to be a discovery, design exploration period. So discovery is start with a kick-off meeting with the client or users, and to figure out what the needs are and what the task of the user, what the scenario user going to use, who will be involved, who is the stakeholders within this applications, who will really be the end users of this application. And then with all of that thought, and then you're going to build information structures, and then you're going to creating some basic prototype, either pen pencil prototypes or the software based, but very simple, based on wireframe type, black, white, not putting a lot of colors and the content there, just really just checking on the structure, the logic of content, if that's right. So go back to the user and the client to check that is what they want. So basically I'm talking about this already. So discover, and then exploration and refining, and then doing prototype and evaluate. The prototyping will be multiple version of prototype. Once you made with the user and the client, they may have some feedback, and you may observe their actions when they interact with the interface. And then until they satisfy that's the times you move on to the implementation part. And then, of course, during the implementation, some function may need, or the interface may need to redefine, retweeting, and you have to come back with the user, and you have to periodically check with the client because their requirement may change. So it's very important to involve the user into the process of all the way from beginning to design to implementations. So yeah, I also need to know what the scope of the project, or what the characteristics of the users during the discovery part, and what the culture of the organization, what kind of do they have any colors, or if you build a website for a church, they may have some special things. They may have logos you can use. So yeah, the exploration, you're going to give the information structures and early designs, gradually you get, but each of the steps you're going to bring the user in to do the evaluation, I think something missing here is the bar to go back to the user and talk testing, and that's iterative design and how the user are involved in the whole process to make sure your product is going to be useful. So basically the prototyping and the design is having different level of details. In the early part, we're going to have information structure which represent to a site map. You're going to discuss with the client, and the website also, the prototype also going to be iteratively refined with all level of details, storyboard, thematics, and mockup. This something. This is some kind of snapshot of the different stage. And for example, in scenario designs, we have to define what kind of situation we're going to use the website, how basically define how the website will be used, and what problem it can be solved. So this is one of the student work, and with the storyboard, with the scenario being displayed, what kind of situation. Jack want to graduate high school, but he needs several hours to commuting service, something like that. I forgot what the project exactly is, but this is the format of storyboard. Basically, he needs something, and then this is graduation, so he get it done through your website, so he decided to Plant Atlanta. Go to that Plant Atlanta website and then click on board. Jack is going to graduate soon, but he needs some volunteer hours. That's what that scenario is. So this organization, Plant Atlanta, offers student opportunity for volunteer there, and then go through the website that he click on volunteer, and he get hours, and he get the certificate, and coming back and fulfill his requirement for school, and he graduate. So the whole story is like this. So when you do the scenario and storyboard, you don't have to be like perfect artists. You just display what happened in the story. How did this application help the whole thing? So this is a version of a wireframe of the volunteer page of this Plant Atlanta. This is a project we done a couple years ago, and this is a more high level, high fidelity, and more precise representation of the prototype with Adobe XD. So we get multi-version of that. So for us, for this class, we are going to let me talk about full stack development on the website design. So basically, we have front end HTML and cascading style sheet JavaScript. This is on the front end, and the PHP and MySQL. MySQL is for the database part, and PHP is basically PHP, ASP, JSP, all .NET or all those server-side programming language. This is on the server side. So the HTML, cascading style sheet, most of JavaScript are on the client side. So that's what we're going to focus on this class. And what we're going to use is we have another class, INFM 212, is pure coding. You can hand coding with the text pad with all those 3 different languages. And in this class, we're going to use the software. Majority times we're going to work on the Dreamweaver. In the end, we're going to work a little bit on those predefined templates maybe. So the lab work, homework is 1. Finish your family website. 2. Practice all the examples from the book. And both of those should be linked to your landing page. That's it.